Tonight on the South Today, tense scenes on a Christchurch street as a suspicious package brings in the bomb squad. Otago Rescue Helicopter services are calling in reinforcements in their fight to keep Queenstown safe. And thousands of bikers are gathering in Invercargill, but the weather is setting up for a challenging ride. Kia ora, good evening. I'm Hannah Wilkins. The discovery of a suspicious device in the car park of a Christchurch shop saw a bomb disposal unit called out this morning.
This remote-controlled bomb disposal robot was brought in to assess the suspicious object, making its way to a store car park on Ferry Road where the device was first discovered. Police evacuated nearby businesses while the possible threat was investigated. The robot set off a controlled explosion of the device around 9:30 a.m. after sifting through debris outside the shop. Cordons were set up in the suburb of Woolston during the incident, closing a major traffic route during morning rush hour. A witness said police showed him a photo of a drink can with fluid inside, which reportedly had wires connected to an electrical device strapped to its side. Police took the threat seriously, calling the Army's bomb disposal unit from Burnham to assist with the investigation, alongside the remote-controlled robot. Police later deemed the package not suspicious. A scene examination is continuing. In Christchurch, the South Today.
Mountain safety in central Otago has received a huge boost thanks to the addition of a second rescue helicopter in Queenstown. The upgrade will assist Otago Rescue Helicopters in coping with increased demand from locals and tourists.
Taking off with the new face of Southern Rescue, the central Otago region is getting a boost with a second rescue helicopter being added. Operator Otago Rescue Helicopters has doubled its capabilities. It'll have 2 helicopters, 5 pilots and 10 paramedics, meaning the Queenstown crew will be ready to tackle the ever-increasing tourist numbers. There were more than 600 call-outs in the past year. This larger operation will mean they will be able to limit the tiredness of the crews. It'll also mean aerial support will be more readily available to those in need.
The crews have been thrashed, the pilots have been thrashed with the fatigue. We need to manage that correctly, but we also need to have the aircraft here in the right space, in the right place.
And for the first time ever in the resort town, 3 of the pilots have been trained in IRF flights. That allows the pilots to fly even when they can't see what's outside the helicopter.
And IFR is the difference between whether we fly VFR or IFR. VFR is visual, looking out the window, in reference to the outside. IFR, you've never had it in Queenstown ever before. This is the first of being able to fly solely on instruments.
And there's already plenty of demand for the new Wakatipu helicopter, interrupting this photo opportunity for an emergency call-out near Milford Sound. From Queenstown, the South Today.
The annual Burt Munro Challenge motorcycling meetup got off to a soggy start in Invercargill this week, with some wild weather making life difficult for campers. But when the skies cleared, there was no shortage of riders keen to tear up the tarmac at the Southland Honda Track Day warm-up event.
Muddy motorbike tracks crisscrossing the rally ground, evidence of some wild overnight weather for keen campers arriving in Invercargill for the multi-day Burt Munro Challenge. Thunderstorms sent some participants scrambling to put up shelter, the bad weather not enough to dampen the enthusiasm of these riders.
So we've got about 1,200 people coming in so far. They're in great spirits for the fact that we haven't had the best weather probably so far, but in great spirits, and we've got the tent set up.
The rain looked to be clearing in the lead up to day 1 of the event, and some keen riders roared off to Teretonga Park for a warm-up ride at the Honda Track Day. The event sponsor reckons it's a great chance for riders outside of the competition to open up the throttle.
It's just a chance for the general public to be involved in the event, which is quite cool because they come down and they watch all the racing, but they don't race themselves. So to get a chance to go out on the track and just have some fun with a few of their mates, it's fantastic.
Race organisers reckon the tough weather conditions are all part of the tradition and simply enhance the challenge for riders. The main events got underway today with the Bluff Hill climb. Organisers expect around 10,000 people will participate in the 5-day event. In Invercargill, the South Today.
Well, apparently you can't teach an old dog new tricks, so that's why 2 retired shearers are joining forces and showing off their experience in the Central Otago AMP Farmers and Shearers competition this weekend. New Zealand's best-known shearer, Brian Quinn, is teaming up with the Ida Valley farmer Jim Dundas, with the two having a combined 150 years of life between them. Quinn is a 6-time Golden Shears winner and also achieved the World Champion title in 1980. Although Dundas was never a professional shearer, he did his fair share as a farmer, but hasn't picked up a blade in 26 years. 10 teams plan to compete and will be judged on their skills while under the clock. The pair rate themselves highly in the contest. Dundas believes Quinn will give them a 50-50 shot at the title. A group of keen junior golfers got an impromptu masterclass from a living legend at St Clair this week. Sir Bob Charles dropped in to demonstrate the putting prowess that won him over 70 titles, and he reckons there's always time to improve on the green.
A sharp eye and a soft touch. That's what's needed to perfect your short game, according to 86-year-old golfing superstar Sir Bob Charles. Sir Bob was visiting St Clair Golf Course earlier this week and took some time to foster young up-and-coming talent with a masterclass. His advice to the young golfers: spend some time perfecting the finer shots.
I've been acknowledged as one of the better putters in the game, and it's won me a lot of tournaments. And if you can't putt, if you don't have a good short game, you're going to struggle in the game.
Sir Bob reckons putting is the perfect entry point into the game and thinks it's never too late or too early to get swinging.
Golf is the greatest game of all, and the reason I say that is it's a game of a lifetime. My dad played till he was 90 years of age. I started hitting balls at the age of 3.
Sir Bob likes to keep his eye in by getting out on the green as often as he can, but he admits that these days he prefers to enjoy a round when the weather is good, and he's not afraid to give it a miss when the weather packs in. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Whai Yakane still to come on the South Today. Some Dunedin swimmers are battling the elements no matter what to raise funds, and a Southland bluegrass celebration entertains festival goers from far and wide.
Spark your joy with jazz, the next generation from Honda.
Garage Dunedin, delivering quality, stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 17 years. New doors, replacement doors and maintenance are all part of Garage quality service. Garage Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team.
This is the big one. The one you've been waiting for. It only happens once a year. It's My Mate John's annual sale. John's taken 25 to 75% off everything. When John has a sale, he has a real sale. Save a minimum of 25% on Dunedin's biggest range of furniture and beds. This is the big one.
Where did you get that furniture from? Stafford Street and My Mate John.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life.
Hi, we're Age Concern Otago.
Age Concern Otago hosts a multitude of social activities, including little walks.
Aero, used by Australia's top bowlers with their unique Z-scoop grip that redefines the game. Machined with robotics for unparalleled accuracy, Aero, same line, every time.
Tēnā koe, welcome back. A group of Dunedin swimmers are taking to the ocean, rain, hail or shine, in an effort to raise funds and lift spirits.
They're becoming a regular sight on the water. This group of friends are taking a swim in Dunedin Harbour every day for 30 days. The fundraising idea came to Matilda Garnett, who lost someone to suicide in 2021. After learning 607 people took their own lives in New Zealand that year, she set out to swim 607 metres every day. She says swimming is a great way to raise funds, and it also brings a sense of well-being.
Yeah, this journey jumping in the water every day has been beneficial for my own mental health, as well as opening up to all my friends and family. Yeah, spreading the word.
The group have battled through Dunedin's ever-changing weather, but reckon it's nothing compared to the challenge faced by people who struggle with their mental health. In Dunedin, the South Today.
Well, the guitars were out and some international performers stopped by for a Southland Bluegrass Festival recently.
Special guests, the Sassafras Bluegrass Band, had come all the way from North Carolina to take to the stage at the Niagara Falls Cafe, showcasing their bluegrass talent. Around 400 people danced along to the music in the sweltering 30-degree heat, with organisers claiming it's the most popular the event has been since it started 15 years ago.
The campground is absolutely chocker, so we've got had gone and had to open another paddock, so it's been rather successful here today for us.
Many of the Niagara Falls Bluegrass Festival goers came from the campground nearby and only had a short walk to their bed once the festival had finished up for the night. In Niagara, the South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. The New Zealand Defence Bomb Squad used a robot to blow up a suspicious package on Ferry Road this morning, disarming concerns. A new rescue helicopter based in Queenstown will help double capacity as demand for rescue flights soars. And bikers battled blustery weather for a warm-up ride as the Burt Munro Challenge kicks up a gear in Invercargill. And now a look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT, and we welcome the editor, Barry Stewart. Hi there, Barry.
Hello, Hannah.
What can we expect to read tomorrow?
Some good stuff in the paper tomorrow. Designs of the new Dunedin Hospital's inpatient building. Inpatient building, now there's a line.
Yeah, nice.
Are still not complete. Surprise, surprise, and there's no real detail about a timeline for completion of that. And of course that raises concerns about meeting deadlines for opening. So the saga debate continues. Interesting story in the cricket in recent times in Dunedin. Anti-corruption officials are scanning crowds at T20 matches, and on the lookout for agents of overseas gambling rings. So yeah, intriguing story there.
Yeah, I can tell there's a lot more to that.
They're not actually doing anything illegal, but they're on the lookout. So read that story, it's interesting. And of course, as released this morning, singer Pink is heading for Dunedin Stadium, and there's a whole bunch of people excited about that. And apparently she puts on an amazing show.
She does.
I can't confirm that, but thanks for that acknowledgement.
Yeah.
And so we talked to a super fan about her arrival, so she's clearly very excited.
Yeah.
Look, we have results from the cricket today. The men's and women's not looking too good to make the final, but and plenty of other action.
We look forward to reading. Thank you, Barry.
Thank you.
And time now for a look at tomorrow's weather.
The South Today weather, proudly brought to you by MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Looking at the situation, an anticyclone will bring fine weather this weekend, but colder southwesterly airflow lies ahead next week. Heading to the top of the South Island. Cloudy with light winds and 23 up in Nelson tomorrow. Fine with 24 degrees over in Greymouth, and down in Christchurch expect 21 with fresh nor'easterlies. Travelling to South Canterbury and North Otago. Fine with nor'easterlies through here. Ashburton and Timaru head for 21 as the high, and for Oamaru 20 degrees and fresh light winds. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes, mostly fine with light winds through here tomorrow, all with highs of 25 for Wanaka, Queenstown and Alexandra. Heading further south, warm through here tomorrow with light winds and clear skies. Expect 23 in Balclutha, 22 over in Gore and 19 degrees down in the Catlins. And down to the deep south. Cloudy tonight in Invercargill with a low of 8 degrees. Then the next 2 days look fine and sunny with light winds, up to 19 on Friday, and warmer again on Saturday with a high of 23 degrees. And finally, heading to Dunedin. Cloudy tonight and down to 8 as the low. Tomorrow starts off cloudy before the sun shines through late morning and the nor'easterlies pick up. The high will be 19 degrees. Then into the weekend, Saturday will be a mix of long sunny periods with some cloud at times and breezy winds, and up to 20 degrees as the high. And that's the news this Thursday. For the latest news and videos from the Southern region, head online to odt.co.nz. And you can follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch our news bulletins on demand. We'll see you again tomorrow. Ka kite a pōpō.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.